Hey there, friend. Welcome to Senior Strong Living, where we believe every year is a new chance to get stronger, not weaker. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt just a little less steady than you used to? Or maybe you've noticed that carrying groceries, climbing stairs, or even just getting out of bed in the morning takes a bit more effort these days. If you have, you're not alone. In fact, did you know that after the age of 60, most people lose up to 3% of their muscle strength every single year? That's not just a number, that's your freedom, your independence, your ability to do the things you love. But here's the thing nobody tells you. It doesn't have to be that way. I remember talking to a friend of mine, Mary, who's 72. She used to think her best days were behind her. But after just a few weeks of simple strength training, she was back to gardening, playing with her grandkids, and even dancing in her kitchen. She told me, "I feel like I got a piece of my life back." And you know what? You can too. Today, I'm going to show you 5 daily strength training moves that can help you feel stronger, healthier, and more independent, no matter where you're starting from. You don't need fancy equipment, a gym membership, or even a lot of time. Just a little bit of effort every day. But here's the real question. Out of these 5 moves, which one will make the biggest difference for you? Will it be the one that helps you stand taller, walk steadier, or simply feel more confident in your own skin? Let's find out together. So, are you ready? Let's dive in, and let's get stronger, one day at a time. You know, a lot of people think getting older just means getting weaker. But let's talk about what's really going on inside your body. There's a word for it: sarcopenia. It sounds fancy, but it just means losing muscle as we age. It starts quietly, sometimes as early as your 40s, but after 60, it can really speed up. Suddenly, things that used to be easy, lifting a bag of groceries, reaching up to a high shelf, or even just getting up from the sofa, start to feel like a workout all on their own. And it's not just about feeling a little weaker. When you lose muscle, you lose more than strength. You lose balance. You lose stability. Your bones can get weaker too, because muscles and bones work together like best friends. When one gets lazy, the other does too. That's why falls become more common as we get older. And let's be honest, one bad fall can change everything. It can take away your confidence, your independence, and sometimes even your home. But here's the good news: you can fight back. Strength training isn't just about building big muscles or looking like a bodybuilder. It's about keeping your body working for you, not against you. When you do simple strength exercises, you're telling your muscles, "Hey, I still need you." And your muscles listen. They get stronger. Your bones get denser. Your balance improves. Even your heart and your brain get a boost. Studies show that people who keep their muscles strong as they age are less likely to fall, less likely to break a bone, and more likely to stay independent for longer. And it goes even deeper than that. Strength training can lift your mood. It can help you sleep better at night. It can even help with things like blood sugar and blood pressure. Some people say they feel younger, more energetic, and more alive. Imagine waking up in the morning and feeling ready for the day, not dreading it. Imagine being able to play with your grandkids, work in your garden, or travel without worrying if your body will keep up. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't it dangerous to start strength training at my age? Or maybe, I've never done this before. Am I too old to start? Let me tell you, those are some of the most common questions I hear. And the answer is simple. It's never too late. In fact, some of the strongest, most inspiring people I know didn't start strength training until after 60. I've seen folks in their 70s, 80s, even 90s, pick up a simple routine and completely change their lives. They move better, feel better, and live with more confidence. Of course, you want to be safe. You want to listen to your body, start slow, and talk to your doctor if you have any concerns. But don't let fear hold you back. The real danger is doing nothing and letting your muscles fade away. Every bit of strength you build now is like putting money in the bank for your future self. So, if you've ever wondered if it's worth it, or if it's too late, let me be the first to say, you are not too old, and it is absolutely worth it. Your body is ready to surprise you. All you have to do is give it a chance. Before we jump into the exercises, let's talk about something that matters just as much as the moves themselves: your safety. I want you to get stronger, but I also want you to feel confident and secure every single step of the way. First things first, if you're starting a new exercise routine, especially if you haven't been active for a while or you have any health concerns, it's always a good idea to check in with your doctor. Just a quick chat to make sure you're good to go. Your health is precious, and it's worth taking that extra step for peace of mind. Now, let's get your body ready to move. Warming up is like giving your muscles and joints a gentle wake-up call. It doesn't have to be complicated or take a long time. In fact, just 3 to 5 minutes can make a world of difference. You can start by marching in place, nice and easy, just lifting your knees and swinging your arms. Feel your heart rate pick up a little. Feel your body start to loosen up. Next, try some gentle arm circles, forward and backward, just to get your shoulders moving. Then, roll your ankles, one at a time, to wake up those joints and get the blood flowing down to your feet. If you want, you can add a few gentle side steps or even a little shoulder shrug. The goal isn't to get tired, it's just to get your body moving and ready for action. You might even notice you start to feel a little more energized, just from these simple moves. Let's also make sure your space is safe. Take a quick look around the room. Move any loose rugs or clutter out of the way so you have plenty of room to move. If you're using a chair for support, make sure it's sturdy and doesn't slide around. A wall can be a great backup for balance, too. And don't forget your shoes. Wear something comfortable with good grip, so you feel steady on your feet. These little steps might seem small, but they make a big difference. They help you avoid slips, trips, and wobbles, so you can focus on getting stronger without worry. And here's something I'd love to know: what's your favorite way to warm up? Maybe you have a little routine you do every morning, or a song that gets you moving. Share it in the comments below. Let's learn from each other and build a community of strong, safe, and supportive friends. Alright, now that you're warmed up and your space is safe, let me give you a quick preview of what's ahead. Today, we're going to focus on 5 simple strength training exercises that you can do every day, right at home. Each one is chosen for a reason, and together, they cover all the major areas that help you stay strong, steady, and independent. First up, we have the glute bridge. This move is fantastic for building strength in your hips and lower back, which means better balance and a lower risk of falls. Next, we'll do the chair squat. This one targets your legs and core, making it easier to get up from a chair, climb stairs, and move around with confidence. Then, we'll move on to the wall push-up. It's a gentle way to build upper body and arm strength, so you can keep doing all those daily tasks, like carrying groceries or opening doors, without strain. After that, we'll try the standing calf raise. This exercise is all about your lower legs and ankles, helping you walk more steadily and keep your circulation healthy. And finally, we'll finish with the resistance band row. This one is a favorite of mine for posture and back strength, and it can really help you stand taller and breathe easier. Now, here's a little teaser for you. One of these exercises might surprise you. It's often overlooked, but it's a real game changer when it comes to staying strong and living longer. Can you guess which one it is? Stick around, and let's find out together. Alright, let's get started with our very first exercise, the glute bridge. Now, you might be wondering, why start here? Well, let me tell you, your glutes, those muscles right in your backside, are some of the most important muscles in your whole body, especially as you get older. They're like the engine that powers your walking, your standing, your balance, and even your ability to get up from a chair without wobbling. When your glutes are strong, you move with confidence. When they're weak, everything feels just a little bit harder, and your risk of falling goes up. So, let's walk through this together. You don't need any fancy equipment, just a comfortable spot on the floor, maybe a mat or a folded blanket. If getting down to the floor is tough, don't worry, I'll share some ways to make it easier. Start by lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, about hip-width apart. Let your arms rest by your sides, palms down. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and as you slowly breathe out through your mouth, press your feet into the floor and gently lift your hips up toward the ceiling. You don't have to go high, just enough to feel your glutes and the backs of your legs working. Pause at the top for a second or two, really squeezing those glute muscles. Then, inhale as you slowly lower your hips back down to the floor. Let's do that again. Exhale, lift your hips, squeeze at the top, and then lower down with control. The key here is to move slowly and focus on the muscles you're using. Don't rush. And don't forget to breathe. Inhale on the way down, exhale as you lift. Now, let's talk about a few things to watch out for. One common mistake is arching your lower back too much. You want to keep your spine in a nice, neutral line. No big curve, no straining. Another thing is letting your knees fall out to the sides or collapse inward. Try to keep them lined up with your hips and your feet. If you feel any discomfort in your lower back, stop and check your form. Sometimes just adjusting your feet a little closer or farther from your body can make a big difference. If you're just starting out, you can make this move even easier. Place a small pillow or cushion under your hips for a little extra support, or just lift your hips a few inches off the ground instead of going all the way up. Even a small movement is a great start. And if you're feeling strong and want more of a challenge, try lifting one leg straight out in front of you as you lift your hips. This single leg bridge really fires up those muscles. Now, here's a little science for you. Studies have shown that glute bridges are one of the most effective ways to activate your glute muscles, especially for older adults. In fact, research from the Journal of Aging and Physical Activity found that regular glute bridge exercises can help improve balance and reduce the risk of falls. That's not just theory, that's real, proven benefit. And think about it, how many times a day do you get up from a chair, climb stairs, or even just stand up from bed? Every single one of those movements relies on your glutes. By practicing this exercise, you're making all those daily activities easier and safer. So, have you ever tried glute bridges before? What did you notice? Maybe you felt a little shaky at first, or maybe you were surprised by how much those muscles woke up. I'd love to hear about your experience, so share your thoughts in the comments. Remember, every time you practice this move, you're building a stronger, more stable foundation for everything you do. Let's keep going, one step at a time. Alright, now let's move on to one of the most important exercises you can do for your independence. The chair squat. If you only remember one thing from this video, let it be this. Strong legs and a strong core are the foundation for staying active, steady, and self-reliant as you age. Let's talk about why chair squats matter so much. Every time you get up from a chair, sit down at the table, or even use the restroom, you're using the same muscles that a squat works. Your thighs, your glutes, your core, they all come together to help you move smoothly and safely. When those muscles are strong, you move with confidence. When they're weak, even simple things can feel like a challenge. And here's something powerful. Studies show that seniors who practice squats regularly are much less likely to experience falls. In fact, just a few weeks of consistent squatting can make a noticeable difference in your balance and stability. Let's walk through the chair squat together, step by step. Start by finding a sturdy chair, one that won't slide or tip. Stand with your feet about hip-width apart, toes pointing forward or just slightly out. Let your arms reach out in front of you for balance, or keep them at your sides if that feels better. Now, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, slowly bend your knees and push your hips back, as if you're about to sit down. Keep your chest lifted and your back straight. Imagine there's a string gently pulling the top of your head toward the ceiling. Lower yourself down until you just touch the chair with your bottom, but don't fully sit. Pause for a moment, then press through your heels and stand back up, breathing in as you rise. If you need to, you can sit all the way down and then stand up again. That's perfectly fine, especially if you're just starting out. The key is to move with control. No plopping down, no rushing. Feel your muscles working with every rep. Now, let's talk about modifications. If getting down low feels tough, use a higher chair or add a cushion to raise the seat. You can also place your hands on the chair or a countertop for extra support. As you get stronger, try to lower yourself a little further each time, or even do a squat without sitting all the way down. Eventually, you might feel ready to try a bodyweight squat, with no chair at all. That's a great goal to work toward, but remember, there's no rush. Progress is progress, no matter how small. Here's a little science bite for you. Research has shown that seniors who include squats in their weekly routine can reduce their risk of falling by up to 30%. That's huge. It means more freedom, more confidence, and more time doing the things you love. And think about this, every time you sit or stand, you're already doing a squat. You might not call it that, but your body knows the movement. By practicing chair squats, you're making those everyday actions easier and safer. I've heard people say, aren't squats bad for your knees? It's a common worry, and I get it. But when you use good form, keeping your knees in line with your toes, moving slowly, and not letting your knees cave in, squats can actually help protect your knees by strengthening the muscles around them. Of course, everyone's body is different, and it's important to listen to yours. If you ever feel pain, stop and adjust. But I'd love to hear from you. What's your experience with squats? Have they helped you, or do you have concerns? Share your story in the comments, because your voice might help someone else feel more confident to try. So let's keep building that strength, one squat at a time. Your legs, your core, your independence, they're all worth it. Alright, now let's move on to our third exercise, one that's all about building strength in your upper body and your core. This is the wall push-up. Now, don't let the word push-up scare you off. We're not talking about dropping to the floor and cranking out 100 reps. This is a gentle, safe, and incredibly effective way to build the kind of strength you use every single day. Let's talk about why this matters. Your upper body muscles, your chest, shoulders, arms, and even your core are working for you all the time, whether you realize it or not. Every time you push open a heavy door, carry a bag of groceries, or even get up from the floor, you're using these muscles. And as we get older, it's easy for them to get a little neglected. But when you keep them strong, you're not just making daily life easier, you're also protecting your independence. Studies have shown that people with better upper body strength tend to live longer, healthier lives. It's not just about looking strong, it's about staying strong for the things that matter most. So, let's walk through the wall push-up together. Start by facing a wall, standing about an arm's length away. Place your hands flat on the wall, just a little wider than your shoulders. Spread your fingers out for a good, solid grip. Now, check your body alignment. Your feet should be flat on the floor, your body in a straight line from your head down to your heels. No sagging in the middle, no sticking your bottom out. Imagine you're a plank of wood, strong and straight. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, slowly bend your elbows and bring your chest toward the wall. Keep your elbows at about a 45-degree angle, not flared out wide, not tucked in tight. Go as far as feels comfortable, then gently press yourself back to the starting position as you breathe out. Try to keep your movements slow and controlled. It's not a race. The magic happens when you really focus on the muscles doing the work. If you're just starting out, the wall push-up is perfect. But as you get stronger, you might want a little more challenge. You can move your feet farther from the wall, which makes it a bit harder. Or, you can try doing your push-ups against a sturdy countertop or the back of a couch. This changes the angle and makes your muscles work a little more. And if you're feeling really strong, you can even try knee push-ups on the floor. Just remember, it's not about how low you go. It's about keeping good form and listening to your body. Here's a little science bite for you. Research shows that maintaining upper body strength as we age is linked to better heart health, better balance, and even a lower risk of falls. It's one of those things that pays off in so many ways, even beyond what you can see in the mirror. And think about this. How many times a day do you push yourself up from a chair, or open a door, or reach for something on a high shelf? Every wall push-up you do is practice for those real-life moments. It's about making your everyday life easier, safer, and more enjoyable. So, I'm curious, if you've tried different push-up variations, which one feels best for you? Do you like the wall push-up, or have you worked your way up to the countertop or even the floor? Share your experience in the comments. You never know who you might inspire to give it a try. Now, let's move on to our fourth exercise, the standing calf raise. This one might look simple, but don't let that fool you. It's a powerhouse move for your lower legs, and it plays a much bigger role in your daily life than you might think. Let's talk about why this matters. Your calves are like the unsung heroes of your body. Every time you take a step, climb a stair, or even just stand up from a chair, your calf muscles are working behind the scenes to keep you steady. They help control your balance, support your ankles, and even help pump blood back up from your legs to your heart. That's right, your calves are actually a big part of keeping your circulation healthy, especially as we get older and spend more time sitting. So, How do you do a standing calf raise? It's easy to get started, and you don't need any fancy equipment. Just find a spot where you can stand tall, with your feet about hip-width apart. If you want a little extra support, stand near a wall or place your hands lightly on the back of a sturdy chair. Now, slowly lift your heels off the ground, rising up onto the balls of your feet. Pause for a moment at the top, feel that gentle squeeze in your calves, then lower your heels back down with control. Don't rush it. The slower you go, the more your muscles have to work, and the more benefit you'll get. If you're just starting out, keep both feet on the ground and use the wall or chair for balance. As you get stronger, you can try doing the movement with just one foot at a time, or even add a little extra challenge by holding a light weight in one hand. The key is to stay steady and focus on good form, not speed. Here's a little science for you. Studies have shown that strong calf muscles are linked to better balance and a lower risk of falls in older adults. That's huge, because falls are one of the biggest threats to independence as we age. By working your calves, you're not just building muscle, you're building confidence with every step you take. And think about it, every single day, your calves are working for you. Whether you're walking to the mailbox, climbing the stairs, or just standing in the kitchen making a cup of tea, those muscles are always on the job. Giving them a little extra attention now can pay off in a big way down the road. I'm curious, do you notice your calves working more when you're walking or when you're climbing stairs? Maybe it's something you've never really thought about before. Pay attention the next time you're on the move, and let me know what you discover. Sometimes, the smallest muscles make the biggest difference. Now, let's move on to our fifth and final exercise for today, one that's often overlooked, but so important for your overall health and how you feel every single day. This one is all about your posture, your back strength, and keeping your shoulders healthy and pain-free. It's called the resistance band row, or if you don't have a band, you can use a towel for a similar effect. Let's talk about why this matters. As we get older, it's easy for our shoulders to start rounding forward. Maybe it's from years of sitting at a desk, reading, or just the natural pull of gravity. Before you know it, your back feels tight, your neck gets sore, and you might even notice it's harder to take a deep breath. Good posture isn't just about looking confident. It actually helps you breathe better, move more freely, and avoid those nagging aches and pains that can creep up on you. So, here's how we do it. If you have a resistance band, grab it now. If not, a rolled-up towel works just fine. You can do this exercise either sitting or standing, whatever feels safest and most comfortable for you. Hold the band or towel with both hands, arms out in front of you at chest height. Your elbows should be bent just a little, not locked. Now, keeping your shoulders relaxed and down, slowly pull the band or towel apart, bringing your hands out to the sides. As you do this, focus on squeezing your shoulder blades together, almost like you're trying to hold a pencil between them. Hold that squeeze for a second or two, then slowly release back to the starting position. The key here is control. Don't rush it. Feel those muscles in your upper back working. If you're using a band, you can choose a lighter or heavier one depending on your strength. If you're just starting out, lighter is always better. You can always work your way up as you get stronger. If you're sitting, make sure your feet are flat on the floor and your back is straight. If you're standing, keep a soft bend in your knees and stand tall. Either way, keep your core gently engaged and your neck relaxed. Try for 8 to 12 repetitions, and if you can, do 2 or 3 sets. Remember to breathe, exhale as you pull, inhale as you return. Here's a little science for you. Studies show that exercises like this not only improve your posture, but can actually help reduce pain in your shoulders and upper back. They also make it easier to take deep, full breaths, which is so important for your energy and your mood. And the best part? The more you practice, the more you'll notice yourself standing taller, moving easier, and maybe even feeling a little more confident in your own skin. Think about how you sit or stand throughout the day. Do you catch yourself slouching, or maybe hunching over your phone or a book? This move is your secret weapon for staying tall and strong, no matter what life throws at you. And I'd love to hear from you. What's your biggest posture challenge? Is it your shoulders, your neck, or maybe your lower back? Share your experience in the comments. You never know who you might help by opening up about your own journey. Now that you've learned these 5 powerful moves, let's talk about how to bring them all together into a simple daily routine that fits right into your life. You don't need to spend hours at the gym or follow a complicated plan. In fact, the beauty of this routine is how flexible and approachable it is, no matter your starting point. Here's how you can do it. Start by picking a comfortable spot in your home, maybe your living room or even your backyard if the weather's nice. Begin with your warm-up, just like we talked about earlier. Once you're feeling loose and ready, move through each of the 5 exercises, one after the other. For each move, aim for about 8 to 12 repetitions. If you're just starting out, 8 is a great place to begin. If you're feeling strong, you can work your way up to 12. After you finish all 5 exercises, that's 1 round. If you have the energy, try for a second round, or even a third if you're up for it. But remember, it's not a race. Take your time, breathe, and listen to your body. Rest is just as important as the exercises themselves. If you need to pause between moves, that's perfectly okay. Grab a sip of water, shake out your arms or legs, and jump back in when you're ready. Some days you'll feel like you can do more, and other days you might need to take it easy. That's normal. The key is consistency, showing up for yourself, even if it's just a little bit each day. One thing that can really help is keeping track of your progress. You might jot down your reps and rounds in a notebook, mark your calendar with a little check mark, or even use a simple app on your phone. It's amazing how motivating it can be to look back and see how far you've come, even after just a week or two. You'll start to notice little changes. Maybe you're standing up taller, moving with more confidence, or just feeling a bit more energized in the morning. And I'm curious, how do you like to track your progress? Do you have a favorite way to stay motivated, or maybe a tip that's helped you stick with your routine? Share your ideas in the comments. You never know who you might inspire with your story. Now, before you get started with your strength training, let's talk about something that trips up almost everyone at some point: common mistakes. Don't worry, we all make them, especially when we're learning something new. The good news is, once you know what to look out for, you can fix them and keep making progress safely. One of the biggest mistakes I see is holding your breath while you exercise. It's easy to do, especially when you're concentrating or trying something challenging. But holding your breath can actually make things harder on your body, especially your heart. So, remember to breathe. Try to exhale during the effort, like when you're lifting or pushing, and inhale as you return to the starting position. If you ever catch yourself tensing up and forgetting to breathe, just pause, reset, and start again. Your body will thank you. Another common slip-up is rushing through the movements. Sometimes we just want to get it done, or maybe we think moving faster means working harder. But with strength training, slow and steady really does win the race. When you move too quickly, you miss out on the benefits and you're more likely to lose your balance or use the wrong muscles. Take your time. Focus on each part of the movement. Feel your muscles working. It's not about how many reps you do, it's about doing them well. Poor alignment is another thing to watch for. Maybe your knees are caving in during a squat, or your back is rounding when you're doing a bridge. These little things can add up over time and lead to aches or even injuries. So, check your form. Use a mirror if you have one, or ask a friend or family member to watch you. Keep your knees in line with your toes, your back straight, and your core gently engaged. If something doesn't feel right, stop and adjust. It's always better to do fewer reps with good form than to push through with poor alignment. Sometimes, we forget to listen to our bodies. Maybe you feel a little pain or discomfort and try to push through it. But pain is your body's way of telling you something isn't right. There's a difference between feeling your muscles work and feeling sharp or unusual pain. If you ever feel something that doesn't seem normal, stop right away. Rest, check your form, and if you're not sure, ask for help. And finally, don't be too hard on yourself if you make a mistake. Everyone does. Mistakes are part of learning, and every time you catch one, you're getting better. In fact, I'd love to hear from you. What's one mistake you've made and overcome on your fitness journey? Share it in the comments. You never know who you might help by sharing your story. Remember, we're all in this together, learning and growing, one step at a time. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you for spending this time with me. I hope you're feeling inspired and ready to take those first steps toward a stronger, healthier you. If you found any of these tips or exercises helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe to Senior Strong Living. Just hit that subscribe button and tap the little bell so you never miss out on new ways to stay active, independent, and full of life. And if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like. It really helps more people find these routines, and it lets me know you want to see more strength training ideas. If you know someone, a friend, a neighbor, maybe a family member, who could use a little encouragement or a new routine, please share this video with them. Sometimes, all it takes is a gentle nudge from someone who cares to get started. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Out of the 5 exercises we covered today, which one are you most excited to try? Or maybe you already have a favorite move that keeps you feeling strong. Let me know in the comments. Your experience might be just what someone else needs to hear. And don't forget, you're not alone on this journey. Join our Senior Strong Living community. Share your story, your progress, your questions. You never know who you might inspire just by showing up and sharing a little piece of your journey. We're all in this together, cheering each other on, one day at a time. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I truly appreciate you showing up for yourself, for your health, and for your future. It takes real courage and commitment to take that first step, and every minute you invest in your strength is a gift to yourself and to the people who care about you. I hope you feel inspired, maybe even a little excited, to try these strength training moves and see what your body can do. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're building a community here at Senior Strong Living, and I'm so grateful you're a part of it. And if you found today's session helpful, you won't want to miss what's coming next. Next week, we'll dive into balance and flexibility routines, simple ways to help you move with more confidence and ease every single day. So make sure you're subscribed and have those notifications turned on, so you never miss a chance to grow stronger and healthier with us. Before you go, just remember this. Every step you take, no matter how small, is an investment in your future. Stay strong, stay independent, and I'll see you soon.